On 3D tonight, facing eviction, the battle for Brownlow Farm. A family trapped by debt, poor Meg. And a debtor's nightmare, the Sheriff of New York. Good evening and welcome to 3D. It's said that an Englishman's home is his castle, but it's not necessarily the case. In English law, there's no concept of absolute ownership of property. All you can prove is that you have a better claim than anyone else. When Jessie Mellor decided to pursue her claim to the house that her family had lived in for generations, she stopped paying rent and fought the case herself through the courts. The stakes were high. Losing the case would mean losing her home.
Cork Abbey in Derbyshire, the ancestral home of the Harper Crewe family. It was the centrepiece of an estate which straddled 3 counties, 14,000 acres and 90 farms. In the mid-1980s, Cork was taken over by the National Trust, but Henry Harper Crewe was allowed to stay. At the time, he was embroiled in an ownership dispute with a lifelong resident of one of the estate's farms, Brownlow, and over a year after Henry's funeral in 1991, Jessie Mellor feared that an eviction notice could still be served in the name of a dead man.
I've been here all my life. I've never been anywhere else. I've spent my whole life working here. Now these people are trying to evict me, which I've never worked anywhere else, never had a holiday. And I don't know what it would be like to live somewhere else. I can't imagine what it would be like to leave Brownlow Farm.
Jessie and husband Joe raised 3 sons at Brownlow and hoped to enjoy a peaceful retirement there.
Right.
Good dog. Out him back, out him back.
Come on, it's pulling.
The family has deep roots at the farm. Jessie says her ancestors erected it stone by stone after moving it from another family plot in the village.
In 1851, they carted the house with horses and carts and took it down and through a hole in the wall. In my young days, I worked on the farm when my mother and father was here. I left school at 14 with no qualifications at all. I used to go to Sunday school, used to go to church regular. We were married up in the Worslow church, and there's been no one else on this land from the beginning. My family dug this land up from common waste land, and I can trace my family right back into 1500s and something.
The village graveyard up the road from the farm is the resting place for some of those relatives. Detective work to map out family history has been far easier for Jessie than persuading the courts that the farm is hers. The Battle of Brownlow Farm started when Jessie discovered an ancient legal document. She says this proves that her family were not tenants, but actually owned the property for generations.
It covers all the same acreage of land that we hold today. And this shows that no one else had anything to do with the land that's on this document.
Over 18 years, Jessie spent £20,000 on the case, but ended up representing herself when the dispute reached the Court of Appeal.
It's quite a frightening affair. There was 3 Lord Justices there, and I had to stand up and put my case forward to them, and I have to almost argue with them, but everything I put forward they knocked back.
The judges ruled that Brownlow belongs to the Harper Crews, not Jessie.
I'm facing bankruptcy, homelessness and no future at all. There'd be nothing left, no interest in life at all. I suppose I live on this fear, under the fear of being evicted. When the postman comes, I don't know, nearly collapse sometimes. It's been terrible. It has been really awful. When the post comes, you really don't know what to expect. It's been cruel.
Three weeks later, that bad news arrives.
This piece of paper means that it's a notice of eviction. It says, I have to inform you that I have a possession warrant for the land known as Brownlow Farm, Walsall near Buxton. But I will not go willingly, no. No. We've got to stick it out. But even if we were to find somewhere to go, we must stick this out that they put us out on the 12th at 11 o'clock. We've got to do. Because I consider I'm the owner of here. I'm very upset that I'm leaving the home that I've spent 63 Christmases here now. And my father spent all his here, and they're making us leave, forcing us to leave. My 3 sons are here, and my daughter-in-law and 1 little grandson's here. They thought that this job, after so long, the result would have been the other way round. And when the bailiffs arrive, I feel very bitter about it. I'll have to see what they do. They'll probably force us out. But keep the door locked, they'll have to break it down.
Mrs. Mallow, I'm a county court bailiff with the judge's warrant to enter the premises. We can either do it the easy way or the hard way. The sensible thing is to open the door and allow us in.
There's no tenancy agreement involved in this action at all.
I'm not prepared to shout at you for any longer through the door. Either open it and we'll discuss the matter sensibly, or we'll force it open.
Tenants willingly come out. I'm not a tenant. I'm being evicted as a tenant and I'm not a tenant.
Mrs. Mallow, I advise you to stand clear of the door. We're about to make a forced entry.
Is that the plan?
What grounds are you possessing?
Judge's warrant to leave the property. Please leave.
Can I have that?
Good morning, Mr. Knight. How are you?
It's not very nice, is it?
No, it isn't.
Have you read that?
Have you read that statute?
No, I don't think so. They want to read it at all. No, I don't think so.
Right, we'd like you off the whole of the land, please. I'm ordering you under the judge's warrant to leave the property and leave the land. Now do so.
I've never seen that.
Please leave the property. Do that again and I shall arrest you. I haven't a grant.
Jessie is living in a small terraced house 8 miles away. The Harper Crew estate say she caused the eviction by persisting with the claim that she owned her home and by not paying the rent.
The Harper Crew estate say they deeply regret that the dispute with Jessie ever arose and that the landlord-tenant relationship of over 200 years should have ended this way. Brownlow Farm remains boarded up and empty. The government has ordered a far-reaching review of spending on welfare payments as it looks for ways of reducing its £50 billion deficit. That's chilling news for the 10 million people in Britain who are struggling to get by on income support. If all you have left at the end of a week is 1 penny, how could you cope with less?
Monday morning, Newcastle. Meg Francis goes to collect her benefit. Her total disposable income, £82 a week. There's no food at home. There's no money. She takes the 4 children with her to buy them something to eat before school.
Hello.
Hello.
Really, I don't like Mondays when I get paid because it's just gone. They just give you this money and they think that you can do wonders with this money, and you just can't. And it gets us upset a lot. A couple of months ago would have been the last time I bought fruit. Again, that's an expensive thing. The last joint of meat would have been sometime last year, and that was also what my dad bought. I feel hurt and upset that I can't get them. I sometimes panic when I get the check out how much it's going to cost.
£10.35, please.
That is the shopping for the full week. That's for the 5 we like to live on.
Over the week, Meg spends £15 on food altogether, just £3 for each member of the family. The minimum recommended by the government, £10 each.
Thanks very much.
Meg goes home to organise the rest of her money. Most of it's already spoken for in loans for furniture and children's clothes. She is deep in debt.
These are the money what I owe out. This one's for my loan man. It's what, £35. £2.30 is for the water rates. £2.50 I owe Angie, my friend. And £1.20 I owe my dad. I pay £3 to the woman who comes from the Provident for a loan.
And that last little pile of money, what's that for?
It's £10.8. That's what I've got left to last us from now till next Monday. And out of that, I've still got to buy nappies, soap powder, potatoes, shampoo, other little things. That'll probably be the woman from the Provi.
Provident Personal Credit is a company that lends money at over 4 times the rate of high street banks, at a true cost of 90% a year.
It's the same thing every week. It's like you're going round, you're on a roundabout and you're going round and round every week. Right. But there's just no way you can go through a full week without borrowing the money.
Meg is crippled by debt. Her debts to the DSS are deducted at source, but the debts to her 2 private loan companies consume almost half the remaining money. It's the end of another week, and she has a new problem. The DSS has taken her payment book to deduct an extra £12 a week for gas from her benefit. They haven't sent the book back, and tomorrow is payday. Meg is broke.
Every Sunday, I just sit here and make out a list of the people who I owe money to. I've got to make this out first. I've got to pay them first. And then whatever I've got left, that's what I spend on food.
Meg had to leave her last 2 homes because of racial harassment. The debts mounted up after that.
The money I've borrowed off the social was for beds and bedding. When you borrow off the social, it's worse. It's hard. It's like getting blood from a stone. They don't want to give you it. So if a man knocks on the door and says, I can give you £200, a loan man, you're going to say, oh yeah, thank you.
Monday morning. There's no sign of Meg's benefit book.
Ma, the postman's been and there's nothing there.
And there's nothing.
No. He never comes and fetches anything.
I knew it. They're not bothered. They just, if you've got any money, they're not bothered as long as they're all right. Tell me what I've got. Well, at the moment I've got 1 pence, still in my pocket, and that's it. Even if you tell them, you phone up and tell, well, send your gyro tomorrow. I don't want a gyro, I want some money the day. And I thought at least this morning, something would have come. They never does, man, that friggin' makes you sick.
Living on the edge, food is the only thing left to cut. 3D analysed Meg's diet. Not only is it a third less than the average adult needs each day, it is seriously deficient in 3 vitamins and 3 minerals vital for health. It's low in fibre, high in fat and salt. By British standards, Meg is malnourished. Do you ever go without food altogether?
Yeah, I have.
Can you tell me what you do?
As long as there's plenty, enough for them to eat. I can be happy maybe with a bag of crisps or a couple of slices of toast. If there's only maybe 4 or 5 slices of bread, enough for the kids, I'll just do without, I'm all right. like I say, I'm fine. You know, I can have a cup of tea, but I'm okay. Just as long as the children, they're full, their stomachs are full. You know, if they're happy, then that's okay.
A recent study in Newcastle showed that Meg is not unusual. Across Britain, many like Meg have inadequate diets. Many live in poverty.
People say, if you're on benefits, you shouldn't have children. It makes us mad, you know, because, I mean, you don't think that you're going to end up like a single parent. You don't know that you're going to end up, you know, on benefits. Everything is nice and rosy, and then something happens and it goes downhill.
Latest figures show that half of all one-parent families in Britain live on or below the poverty line. When we contacted Meg yesterday, she had 30 pence left to last until Monday. We're familiar in this country with the authorities sending threatening letters if they're owed money, whether it be for council tax or parking tickets. That's how it used to be done in New York. The city sent letters, the public ignored them. Then Philip Grimaldi was appointed Sheriff of New York, and suddenly it was no longer Dodge City.
Whatever ethnic background you are, means nothing. In this room, we're all one. I don't care black, white, Chinese, I couldn't care less. Don't dare go out in that street and embarrass me or this office by being a tough guy with the public. Don't dare think you're tough when you get out of here and have a gun on your waist. You're nothing. I'll protect you all the way if you do it right, and if you do it wrong, move to another country. Get the fear out of your head. Enjoy this. It's a wonderful experience for you. Good. Grab it. That's it. That's a black guy's winner. I love it. I love it. What, do you get hurt on everything you do?
This kid is no joke, is he?
Whack. If I hit him here, it hurts big time. Okay, grab me. Go for me, man. I'm coming up around. Ooh. Tell me I'm the best sheriff you ever saw. Say it!
You're the best sheriff.
I've been called the head of the New York City Mafia. I've been called the Al Capone of city government. I don't at all think that I'm the sheriff of Nottingham. I think in New York City, I feel more like Robin Hood. This is a city that's hurting very big time financially. In the 2 years that I've been sheriff, $107 million was deposited in the city's treasury based on our enforcement activities. Tell me where this store is now, where I'm going.
Make a left right now.
Thank you. We're just gonna walk in with you in this room. That's an execution. The amount owed is $6,125.18. Where's the manager?
Same people was here last year also?
That's right.
Certified check?
Certified check is fine. But with the
certified
listen
check.
to me. You want me to break the law?
No.
The law says I must take cash.
Uh-huh.
There's cash, I must take it. The conversation's over now. All right, so start counting. Manager too?
I'm the owner of the store.
Oh, are you? Good.
Yes.
Oh, great. This is an execution for $9,389.43 from the Environmental Control Board. Let's stay friends, and I'd like you to be with us in Juan when we take the money out of the registers and count it.
I'd like you to hold what you are about to do until
Sure.
I make a few phone calls.
Well, you got 5 minutes.
Can I?
That's yours.
Can you give me 10 just in case?
All right, it's It's open to register time.
99 to 22.
They're not going to be happy. This manager's going to be a little bit disjointed.
I would
now.
think so.
Right here.
I'm from the sheriff's office. I have an execution on behalf of the Environmental Control Board against the bank. By order of the court, I'm required to get paid that amount.
$3,084. This execution is a court order for us to come in here and to take the money back to New York City. I hope you understand.
I understand that, but you're
and I don't want you to feel
you're here with an entourage.
Well, that's only if necessary to close the bank. And we hope it never reaches that.
Okay.
I'm certain you have
so what are you
sufficient
waiting
funds.
for now?
Your check and your telephone call.
Would you? Can I ask you to please?
Sure. This is one of the largest banks in the world. They should pay what they owe. Today they will pay. Some people call this extreme. I don't think it's extreme. I don't want tens of millions of more dollars to be written off so that we have to raise taxes and cut the police force and cut all essential services. Now, if you take a ride around this great city, you'll find some areas that are very devastated. Why are they devastated? Everything relates to money. It is money that makes government work. I put that stretch limo on the hook. Get it to the stage area soon. Do you know this is a city that issues 14 million traffic violations a year and 50% go unpaid? This scans 57 million records, and we get the information back in less than 10 seconds. What was that, 07 Charlie? Tab, OMT. Okay. He owes nothing. If we miss you today, we'll get you tomorrow, we'll get you next week, next month. This put an end to the game. I mean, it's called the party's over with this. I know that every time we walk in the street, a person's gonna think twice about taking a ticket and throwing it out.
How you doing, sir? Basically, the bottom line is you can pay us right now in cash. The amount you need is $62366, and I'll give you a receipt. We have to collect the money or we have to tow the vehicle.
This is the last check I paid. Sir, we have you in the computer. The $638 with fees, but you have to listen. My partner told you, and I told you the problem, and you're not listening to me.
Take the car out, bro. You're gonna have to go downtown.
I go to my lawyer.
Okay, listen, here's an information sheet for you. You have a good day, sir.
Sure, that's the law?
Senior deputy, I know the law.
Got it?
I'm not charging this because I don't like you. I have to charge you these fees.
Don't throw money at me.
$364.94. Let me see if I can get it cash. I'll give you 5 minutes.
All the sweat in the street by these deputies. This is the fruits of our labor. $250,000 a day is on this table, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. This money helps this city. This city needs this money. This makes it all worthwhile.
Philip Cromaldi reckons he's become the most feared and hated man in New York. And as you might guess, it's a reputation he's rather proud of.